What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the First Down Saints YouTube channel. Hope everybody is enjoying their victory week. 2-0 for the first time in 10 years after beating the Panthers on Monday Night Football in week 2. I just watched the tape for the offensive side of the ball. I put together some clips I thought you guys would like to see. Let's get into it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Alright, so here's the first play I want to take a look at, and this was the first sack of the game. And the Panthers really on this play just do a really nice job. They run what's known as a pirate stunt. Alright, so what is a pirate stunt? So a pirate stunt is just obviously a stunt from the defense. This guy is going to come through this gap, this guy's going to crash into this gap, and then this guy is going to come all the way around. And obviously the defense is hoping that one of them three guys is going to get home and sack the quarterback. And unfortunately for the Saints, that is what happens. So I'm going to play this in slow motion so you can see it play out. You see those two outside guys crash inside. The linebacker crashes out. And Trevor Penning just doesn't have the experience yet to know to pick that up. And Derek Carr does get sacked. Also over there on the right side, Brian Burns does beat Ryan Ramczyk on this play. Ramczyk just kind of sets a little too short here. This is the only time that Burns beats Ramczyk in this game. So again, he just kind of just sets short, and Brian Burns is, one of the best in the league, so he's able to turn that short corner and get the pressure on the quarterback. But I mean, Ramczyk is such a good athlete for his size. He's almost able to fully recover from this. He kind of gets a little hooked there, but again, this play was doomed from the get-go from those guys on the left side not picking up that pirate stunt right there. All right, and on a more positive note here, check out this pass protection from Tony Jones Jr. on this linebacker here. Jones Jr. is going to be working opposite the slide side, so the offensive line is going to be sliding left, so that means Jones is responsible for the opposite side linebacker or the will linebacker. Finds him perfectly right there. Beautiful technique. Squared shoulders, pops him, gives Derek Carr time. And check out Penning on this play. The defensive end drops out. Penning gets his eyes inside and has a beautiful snatch trap technique on that defensive lineman there. And snatch trap is just snatch the guy down, lay on him, trap him. And here that is again from the Saints' point of view. You see Penning right there. Beautiful rep from him. He played a lot better this game. Still a lot of work to do, but he played miles better than he did week 1. All right, and again here, another running back blitz pickup. This time it's Jamal Williams. Works through it beautifully, finds the linebacker, square shoulders, pops him, gets knocked back a little bit, but it doesn't matter. He did his job. He gave the quarterback time. I don't know about you guys, but watching running backs pick up blitz is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to watching tape and stuff. And then again, from the Saints' point of view, for your viewing pleasure, that block allowed Carr time to get this ball to Foster Moreau for a nice little gain down the sideline there. All right, big third down here in the red zone, and Derek Carr gets pressured. But beside that point, I'm not a huge fan of the play call here. I mean, it seems just like a low percentage throw to me, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Like I said, third down, it's obviously man coverage across the board. I want to see some crossers, man. I want to see some pick routes over the middle. And it also seems like we're kind of cutting the field in half. It's like a half field concept here. But, like I said, Derek Carr had no chance anyway. James Hurst gets beat really bad on this play. So red zone offense is definitely something that the Saints need to, hone in on and work on in practice for sure. And again here, another play in the red zone. I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan of the play call. It seems like, again, it's cutting the field almost in half with this concept. Derek Carr gets plenty of time in the pocket. All right, so what do we got? We got 3-by-1, okay? Chris Olave at the top. Look how much space the screen cuts off, but all this space up here. Let's do something with that. This is Olave versus Dante Jackson. Dante Jackson is fast, but, I mean, he's not necessarily a, great cornerback by any means. Let's do something over here, maybe like a zig route, something where Olave comes in, then breaks back out, and Derek Carr can hit him right there. Just something a little more creative than what we get here. But again, hey, I'm not the offensive coordinator. I'm not the play caller. I'm not a professional coach. But that's just one man's opinion. I mean, again, looks like the Falcons are in cover 1, right? Let's do something at the top with Olave. I mean, I understand that's what they're trying to do here. But again, when you run the route, the concept into everybody else, it kind of muddles it up, especially when you're already in the tight area in the high red zone. I mean, am I wrong? Look at all this space out here. Let's do something back here. Break this back out. I guarantee you Dante Jackson is not going to is not going to be able to keep up with Olave breaking it back out this way. But I digress. All right, again, another play in the red zone here that just fails. Go ahead and play it so you guys can see it first. This is the play where Carr kind of dumped off a little prematurely to the running back, but he kind of had no choice due to the breakdown over here on the left side by pinning. But I want to point out something, right? So what I want to pay attention to here is the techniques and the hands used by the tackles. So let's look at Ryan Ramczyk first over here. Almost immediately out of his set, you can see he has his hands up and ready for a strike, right? And that's exactly what he does. He stonewalls Brian Burns with a nice two-handed punch here on the play. Now, let's go over to the left side and let's watch Trevor pinning, okay? We're setting, our hands are still flat, still flat, still flat. Now they're up, ready for the strike, but by the time he gets his hands up, it's too late. The veteran Justin Houston is mollywopping him all the way back to the quarterback, and it makes Carr throw this ball a little early, and it probably prevents a touchdown. So again, right now, Trevor Penning's still growing, still learning, but I still do feel like he played a way better game than he did week 1. And this play here was that absolute brutal interception from Derek Carr. Just, a bonehead play. He'll tell you, he said it after the game, it was stupid. And this one is just hard to watch because, what are we doing, right? It's obviously, we got cover 1, deep safety, and the Saints are going to send out 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers, okay, against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, obviously, the quick math will tell you that's +3 for the defense. One of those guys being this deep safety. That means there's going to be 2 lurkers somewhere in the middle of the field, and one of those guys just happens to be former Saint Von Bell, who ends up making the interception here on this play on a ball that should have just been thrown away. To be honest, plays like this lose games. I said it yesterday in a video. If the Saints defense, if the Saints didn't have the defense that they have, they probably might lose this game. Nothing really else to say besides just a dumb throw that just cannot happen if the Saints are going to do what they plan on doing this year and winning games. All right, this play here really just grinds my gears, to be honest with you. We got 3rd and short. It's going to be halftime soon. We're at midfield. We have a chance to, score some points before the half. And I'm not going to put this one on Carmichael because it does look like Carr maybe changed the play at the line. I'm not 100% sure. But, you can see he's doing some stuff there, moving the fullback around. But this play, in my opinion, this just has to be a run, right? We got our 5 offensive linemen, and we have 5 guys in the box here. That's 5 on 5. You add the running back, that's a +1 for the offense. And not only that, look at this. They're playing 2-3 techniques, so the middle is wide open. This is 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 even maybe. This ball has to be a run. So I don't know if Carmichael called it. If he did, that's just a bonehead call. Carr changed the play here. I don't like that either because we see what ends up happening. Another sack on Carr. Yeah, I don't know what Mike Thomas is doing at the top. You can see he really didn't expect whatever play that was ran. Maybe looks like he called like a quick slant to Shaheed, but it wasn't open. He did a little too much dancing at the top of his route. But yeah, this play should have been a run all day long. And this is the end zone shot from that same play that should have been a run play. Check out all that space up the middle. 3rd and 2, mind you. 3rd and 3, whatever. I don't care if that's the fullback. Run it with the fullback. He can pick up those yards. James Hurst gets beat like a drum, and that's that. All right, and this play here is just one of those where we got to be honest and say our new quarterback, Derek Carr, has got to hit this throw. He's got to be better. Olave, the Saints are running some version of 3 verticals. Olave at the top of the screen. That's wide open in the NFL. You have got to hit that throw. And pay attention to Derek Carr after he throws it. He knows immediately that it was a bad throw. Look, oh, man, he puts his hands on his head. Just bad. I don't know if Carr expected Olave to maybe break a little sooner or, miscommunication or what, but, man, those have to be completions in the NFL. All right, as you can probably guess, another sack here. This time, this out of all the pressure that Carr was under, this bothers me the most. Cesar Ruiz, man, you cannot let a linebacker beat you like this, brother. Just straight bull rushes you, knocks you out the way. You got your contract, man. Come on, dude. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Just unacceptable. Nothing else to say. You can't get beat by a linebacker. If you're a right guard like that, especially in that fashion. Bad. All right, here we are at the goal line, a little rollout action. And, you know, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of cutting the field in half, but I think this ball has to be thrown to Mike here. I mean, to me, that's open, right? This DB down here is running with this guy in man-to-man coverage. There's no way, if Carr zips this bullet into Mike, there's no way this guy can get his hips turned fast enough to get back to that ball. To me, that has to be thrown. You know, I'm sure some people would disagree, but again, that's just my opinion. I think that ball needs to be thrown there. All right, so this next play, 3rd and 3, fourth quarter, as you can see, ball at midfield, a little past midfield, and this play doesn't bother me as bad as the one a few plays prior, but I still think you just gotta run the ball here, man. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Panthers. We got 5 offensive linemen, but we also have a tight end split down here in a nasty split. So to me, that's 6 on 6 plus the running back. I mean, you got to take your chances to pick up 2 yards with your offensive line. And if you don't get it and it's 4th and 1, let them hang and go for it. Go win the game. But, you know, unfortunately, Pete says, you know what, we're going to throw the ball. And, yeah, sack. Did have guys open on the play, but just no time for Carr to get the ball out. So, you know, again, I don't hate the play call, but I'd just rather see you run it. And if you don't get it, you live with it and you go for it. And this is it from the end zone view. And you can see Tony Jones Jr. there does a nice job of stepping up and picking up his guy. And I don't know, like I said before, I'm not in the Saints O-line room. I don't know their rules. But just in terms of just general stuff of how these things are usually picked up, I would say McCoy doesn't need to come off of his guy right here. He needs to stick on the guy 95 there with Ruiz. And then Ruiz would eventually need to come off to number 54, the linebacker looping around that right side there. And, you know, in a perfect world, that's how you would pick it up. But obviously that doesn't happen. Hopefully they can get these things, you know, figured out and as the games go along, because Carr might not last long in the season if he keeps taking as many hits as he's taken so far this year. All right, and again here, one of them very few positive plays that I like to sprinkle in just to keep morale up. It's a bomb to Rashid down the right sideline, and this is just impressive to me because the cornerback on Rashid Shaheed, that's Dante Jackson, one of, if not the fastest corner in the league, at least he used to be. Now, again, he's not the greatest in the world, but he has speed, and you can see Shaheed just blow by him, and he actually has to slow down a little bit to catch this ball. Maybe if Carr puts it out in front of him a little more, it's a tutty, but, I mean, again, just blows by one of the fastest corners in the league, has to slow down. But my absolute favorite part of this play is Jameis at the end getting in Jackson's face talking trash. Because if you notice watching this game, Dante Jackson was just talking trash after every single defensive play. But look at Jameis right there in his face. I love it. And I had to throw this play in here. I mean, this is pure smash mouth football. How can you... I will never understand the people that talk trash about Taysom freaking Hill. I mean, you will never hear me slander Taysom Hill. I don't care what position he's playing. Look at McCoy in the middle there, getting the movement, working up to the second level. Taysom Hill just pounding the rock like it's 1945. Love to see it. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. Just a few clips from the offense I wanted to put together to talk about. I will be watching the defensive tape tomorrow, so hopefully if anything jumps out, I'll have a video on that. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to, if you're a Saints fan. If not, that's cool too. Just appreciate you guys watching as usual. Peace.